Welcome, my dear friends. We are Samain. We send you the light of the pole star, that star holding aspects of ascension for your planet, your solar system, and your species. May you fill up with this ascension light, so that you may radiate it outward unto all who may receive it. Good. Now we hope that we find you well with this talk. And we decided to start out talking about Ascension since we had previously discussed it and certain elements in regard to that process. And as you know, this is a process under which your planet is currently going. And so it has its moments, shall we say, where things can be a bit chaotic, which is due to these higher vibrational frequencies coming into the planet and interacting with a lower frequency of vibration that is here and causing certain waves that raise the vibration of the existing energies, but also blockages that can occur. And so what is an energy blockage? This is energy that has become stagnant. It is energy that does not move. Now, this is different from what we have referred to as physical energies being frozen energy. It is still energy, but it is frozen into form. The blockages that we are talking about are energies that should normally be more free-flowing. These are not really physical energies in terms of flesh and blood, but more related to the etheric level, which are part of the blueprint that your body is based upon, emotional energies, and mental or psychological energies. These energies, which are related to the personality, for you all have physical bodies, you all have emotions, and you all have your thoughts. And so they are still non-physical, but related to your physical experience. But when you have, for instance, thoughts that become somewhat circular, or feelings that you can't shake, whether it is a type of depression or sadness, over time it can create a block where this energy set up remains constant as opposed to the flow that normally occurs emotionally and the fluidity which should normally occur with your thinking. So what we mean here is that your feelings may flow from one to another, but generally go to a fairly balanced, neutral state. And your thoughts may flow from one thought to another. But generally, unless you are studying or focusing in some way upon something, your thoughts tend to move in a fluid way or manner. So we are speaking of being stuck in certain thoughts and being stuck in certain feelings. And sometimes these thoughts and feelings can become energetically entangled. So now you have recurring thoughts, but then recurring feelings connected to those thoughts. And they occur over and over and over again over time. And so this is a type of blockage. And these blockages can even move into the etheric level. And once they become entrenched there, then it may manifest in physical problems. So this is just a quick primer on blockages. And so when you have these blockages, this basically blocked energy, and you bring through higher vibrational energies, such as those that are coming from the center of the galaxy as well as beyond, those higher vibrations tend to knock out the blockages in terms of causing them to vibrate at a higher level, loosening them. If you have ever done an experiment with a resonating tool where you cause it to vibrate and all of the other tools nearby begin to vibrate at the same rate, then you understand that this process of resonance basically permeates everything on your plane. One can resonate to any level of vibration, whether it is a higher one or a lower one. The earth plane has tended to vibrate, and those upon it, meaning mankind, have tended to vibrate at a certain level of frequency. Many of the levels actually are lower in vibration. The ascension energies are higher vibrational energies meant to increase the vibration of everything they encounter. And generally speaking, when you have a higher vibration, the higher the vibration, the higher things tend to begin to vibrate, even if they cannot necessarily, at least initially, meet the same level of vibration. And so when these high vibrational energies hit some of these lower frequencies, particularly these blockages, they basically knock them loose. And these blockage, or blocked energies rather, begin to vibrate at a higher level. It is a gradual process because there is a certain type of energetic unraveling that occurs. When you have blocked consciousness, and these blockages on the mental and emotional and even etheric level are blocked consciousness. All energy is essentially consciousness. When you have blocked consciousness and a higher vibration comes and begins to cause it to vibrate higher and knocks it loose from its moorings, so to speak, then that conscious energy, which is generally unconscious in its blocked state, begins to become more conscious and available. And so what we mean by this is that if you have a certain belief, and this belief causes you to think certain thoughts and react a certain way emotionally, we would call that a blocked type of energy. And you may not even be fully aware of what you are doing. In other words, You may just accept this as reality because it is a part of your belief, and this is, quote, the way things are, period, unquote. However, this belief and the emotions and thoughts related to it may be a distortion, and usually are a distortion, of reality. And so when a higher vibrational energy comes along and begins to knock this blocked energy or stagnant energy loose, you begin to become more aware of this belief that you have. And the fact that it is a belief, and likely that it is a distortion of reality. And then you begin to observe your feelings and thoughts that occur when this belief comes up. And you begin to see them more for what they really are. A limited set of patterns based upon a limited set of belief. This can in itself cause an emotional reaction to the process. What is occurring now on a mass level is a sudden loosening of different types of diverse blocked energies. And because of this process, as we described earlier, that which is unconscious is now becoming conscious. It is not a rapid or instantaneous consciousness, but it is a gradual awakening, a gradual dawning, a gradual understanding. And as this occurs, many are beginning to see, possibly for the first time, that they have been participating in limited beliefs, limited thinking, and are now becoming aware that there is something greater, something far more vast than they may have ever considered. Now, unfortunately, when one is not prepared for this sudden influx of consciousness, there can be a strong resistance to the process, because one would prefer to live in the limited consciousness in which they have been existing, as opposed to this new and somewhat frightening expanded consciousness that is now available to them. And so in this resistance to this shift, and it can be a combination of subconscious, unconscious, and conscious resistance. But in the resistance, this can cause certain effects, certain actions, certain events, many of which you are observing now. So why are we bringing up this subject of blocked energy, this subject of stagnant energy and blocked consciousness? Well, as light workers, you have chosen to rush into the fire, as it were. You have actively taken on the process of expanding your consciousness. Now, of course, this does not mean that it has always been a smooth road that you have traveled down. But because you have traveled down this road, which has been rocky at times, you actually have a better understanding of the process because of your experience. Not that that makes it any easier, But again, you already have primed the pump, so to speak. So even if uncomfortable, this process is not new to you. This, my friends, is what your brethren are going through. They are going through the process of becoming conscious, and many for the first time in their lives, and maybe even in several lifetimes, are experiencing a new level of consciousness. And for many, it is not easy. For many, they are in resistance. Your ability to hold a space for them is one of the most important abilities you possess, because you understand that that energetic support can make the difference between failure and success, between resistance and acceptance. Sometimes it is a very, very fine line. And you, my friends, have crossed that fine line many times in your journeys in the physical plane. So it is of utmost importance. Again, we are speaking of you finding balance, being able to balance your own energies without pushing it, of course, but balancing your own energies so that you can at least momentarily hold that space for others. Connecting to your higher self, spirit, guides, masters, healers, and teachers on the inner planes, and those higher vibrational energies that exist there. And filling yourself up with this light, stepping it down through your chakra and energy systems, so that you can indeed radiate it outward. And when we say in our greetings and our closings to radiate it outward unto all who would receive it, we mean doing this in such a way that anyone, any individual who can accept the energy, it is now available to them. And for those who are not ready, that energy can bypass them until the time that they are. This is very, very important, a very important step as light workers. And so again, and as always, we encourage you to make those connections to the higher planes, to your higher self. Just by doing that and radiating out this light and this energy, you are being of more assistance to all on the earth plane, even to each other, by the way, than you can ever truly understand. And so, my friend, we leave you with these words and with our love and light, and that light of ascension from the pole star. May you fill up with this light so that you can radiate it outward unto all who may receive it. Good day for now, my loving friends.